Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 18th day of September 2024, which means we're much closer to the beginning of the season of our favorite team. And so I hope you're all safe and healthy today. I hope your family's safe and healthy. And I hope the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders every day out here saving lives. Those also that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries such as mail and food and water for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are unfortunately the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of prostitution and child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking and sex slavery, and double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and the perverts that create these industries. And finally, double blessings on the homeless. Over 600,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, veterans, homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So Tom Thibodeau kind of blew me away yesterday. Tom Thibodeau, one of my favorite coaches. He's always been one of my favorite coaches since he was actually, I really wasn't as cognizant of him until he became the head coach of the Bulls. I knew he was in the Knicks organization as an assistant under Jeff Van Gundy, but my focus, even at that time, was on Jeff Van Gundy. It wasn't on Tom Thibodeau. So I knew about him, but it wasn't until he became head coach of the Bulls he became one of my favorite coaches. And of course, I was very aware that he was a defensive architect of the Boston Celtics 2008 champions. So I always liked him as a coach. He was second on my list. I wanted Kenny Atkinson at the time the Knicks signed Tom Thibodeau because I thought, coming from a 21-win season, we needed a real development coach at the time, and Kenny Atkinson proved to be that with the Nets. So I thought, that would be a great fit, and Atkinson had been in the Knicks organization before. But anyway, my second choice was Tom Thibodeau, and so the Knicks went with him anyway, and I was happy. He has his ways, and yes, he could frustrate you and me, but overall, I know he's a pro's pro. He is an excellent coach, not just a good coach, an excellent coach. And now he's getting an opportunity with a team that he hasn't had a team like this since the Derrick Rose MVP Bulls, that he has a team that has his thumbprint on. He's just missing his backup center that he would like, but pretty much this is a Tom Thibodeau team. So with that all in mind, one of the things that makes him, in my view, a great coach is preparation. He is, and it wasn't just me saying it. Several players, if you interview players that have played for him, whether they liked him or not, everybody's of agreement that he is consummate when it comes to being prepared. What does that mean? Not only does he understand the team he's playing, he understands his own team. Not only does he understand the tendencies of all the players that he's going to play against, he wants his players to know the tendencies of their opponent. And he is prepared against injuries, which is where he has the backup. And then he has backup and he tells them play every practice like it's a game. And when you get in there, get the job done. And those players that do that win his favor. Okay, Taj Gibson at age 25 became one of his all-time favorites, as we know, because he did that with the Chicago Bulls. So did Deuce McBride. Wasn't getting a lot of time as a rookie, wasn't getting a lot of time as a second-year guy. His third year, he gets his opportunity, and anytime he did get his opportunity, he shined, and Tom Thibodeau rewards him, and now he is one of Tom Thibodeau's guys. So this is how he is. Now, what blew me away a little bit yesterday was I'm reading this article. It was from NBA.com. It was a guy named, and I'm going to put the link in the description box, Steve Ashburner. He did an article for NBA Today with NBA.com with Tom Thibodeau. And that was very interesting. And it was at the end. He went through, a lot of stuff. He talked, asked questions, blah, blah, blah. But then when he got to Julius Randle, this is what blew me away, because I've been hearing this from a lot of platforms and people coming at me with Julius at the 5 garbage. And Tom Thibodeau has said, which is why I don't understand why they keep bringing it up, But he has stated on more than one occasion he does not like Julius at the 5. Okay? So when I read this yesterday, it blew me away. And this is what happened. Let's see. I am going to start where the question is asked, how do you begin to replace Hartenstein, the 7-footer who was so valuable, stepping in for injured Mitchell Robinson, signed as a free agent with the Thunder in July? So that was the question. Tom asked like this. This is his answer. And most people don't listen. Well, most people don't, including myself at times. But I've learned over the years to listen, especially when Thibodeau is talking or somebody like the Don is talking. You must listen carefully, okay? Because they're telling you stuff even without telling you stuff, okay? You have to learn from listening to him for a while. So now this is our 5th season with Thibs. I've been listening to him very closely from day one. So also Leon Rose. So this is what he answered. We went through that last year. We started the season where Mitchell was the starter and he was off to a monster start. When he went out, Jericho Sims started initially. Then he got hurt. Listen now, this is important. Then Isaiah came in and did what he did. But when he got hurt, Precious came in along with Taj Gibson. So we rotated guys at that position the entire year. We'll probably have to do it by committee. We'll look at some different things because we have versatility. We could, emphasis, could, see Julius more at the 5. Wait a minute, and people are going to run off with this. But listen to the next part. We could see Julius more at the 5. I don't want to do that for long stretches. It would take its toll. But to have him do it for 10 or 15 minutes, I think he could do it well. He also would create a lot of offensive advantages. So he doesn't, again, he doesn't really want to do it. But that's part of a backup plan. So read it carefully, because I'm telling you, there's going to be people who say, Julius is going to be at the 5 this year. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is, as part of his preparation, he's going to go by committee. So he has Mitchell Robinson starting. He's going to start, as I told you, Jericho Sims is the guy that starts behind Mitchell Robinson. Precious is the second unit guy, and that's what it was before. Last year, you had Mitchell Robinson starting. Jericho was the starter behind Mitchell Robinson, and then you had Isaiah Hartenstein manning the second unit. So then look what happened. He said Mitchell got hurt. Then he started Jericho. But then Jericho, I forgot about that, but Jericho got hurt, and he had to start Hartenstein. And when Hartenstein started, as we know, he held that position. That was it. They started rolling. Then they made the trade and went 15-2. Ain't no changing now. So that's what happened. Of course, we know Hartenstein left. But that brings us to this season. So Mitchell Robinson starts. And again, I am hoping Tom is smart enough to now know you cannot play Mitchell Robinson more than 30 minutes a game. You cannot do it without risking injury. Mitchell Robinson knows that too. So they're going to be careful with him. I see 25 to 28 minutes a game, and that should be the max you see Mitchell Robinson. And in that way, he'll play 65 games, and we'll have him for the playoffs. So that's that. You're going to have Precious manning the second unit at the 5. And you're going to have Jericho coming in and starting when Mitchell Robinson is out. That's going to still happen. But he said, at times, if he needs to, he can put Juju, and this is going to also depend on who they're playing. You could put Juju at the 5, and he said, 10 or 15 minutes at the most. Probably 10. And then you could have Precious beside him. You could have OG and McCall beside him with Josh Hart. That'll probably be the lineup you'll probably see, knowing Thibs. If you're seeing Juju at the 5, you're going to see OG, you're going to see McCall, and you're going to see Hart all on the floor at the same time. Boy, that would be something else. With Brunson or Deuce, depending on what's going on with the second unit. So that would be something else, that would be a really good lineup, again, for short periods of time. And he said it would take its toll. What he's saying is it would wear Drew down, and also it has diminishing returns. So in other words, Ju is not really a 5. Neither is Precious, but Precious plays the 5 better than Ju. But Ju has more offer, and he said it would create misadvantages because Ju, no 5 can guard Julius Randle. There's no 5 in the NBA. I don't care who he is. I don't care if it's Gobert, Chet Holmgren, whoever it is. They cannot guard Julius Randle. He will take them off the dribble and victimize them. He's too strong. He's too quick. So that's what he's talking about. But after a while, the opponent would adjust, and then that would take away the advantage. So Ju at the 5 is going to be a thing, but only on very short periods of time. Please don't start taking this that Julius is the backup 5. There's going to be people that's going to say that, and unfortunately, the deluded ones are going to remain deluded. It is what it is. But I thought this was interesting that he even suggested it, and the reason he would is, again, he is going to be prepared. When he talks about doing it by committee, he understands it's going to have several players. He's preparing so that if Mitchell Robinson misses significant time this year, he'll have to play more Ju at the 5. He's going to include that with Precious, with Jericho. And God forbid if Jericho got hurt again, which I don't think is going to happen. Jericho's not one to be hurt a lot. He was hurt. He got hurt last year, but I think he's going to be more prepared this year. He won't be as hurt. But if he is, you're going to have more Ju at the 5 and Precious, and you'll have to pick up somebody. And those of you holding your breath for Hoop Party are going to die from lack of air. He ain't going to play. He's a rookie. Okay? I don't know why some of y'all still don't get it. This ain't the Knicks from 5 years ago with David Fizdale. This is Tom Thibodeau, and he's trying to win a championship. He ain't playing no rookie. You can forget it. There ain't no rookie getting no time. He's trying to win this chip. He'll get a veteran off the street before he plays a rookie. That's just how it's going to be, okay? So hopefully Mitch Rob stays healthy. At least, like I said, 60 games, 65 games would be perfect. Then Jericho stays healthy. We're going to need him to start anywhere from 22 games, 17 games to 22 games. So if he does that and he stays healthy, we don't have to worry about this too much. But Thibs is prepared in case it does. That's what this is all about. It's about his preparation. And he's ready for that. And he will be ready. And of course, a Tom Thibodeau coach team, guys like all the 9-man rotation and Jericho, they understand they need to come in top shape, and they will. Jericho Sims, I'm really pulling for him because he's going to get an opportunity. Like he said, Jericho Sims has started it initially because that's how Tom does it. Mitch starts. Jericho won't play unless Mitch is hurt. Then Jericho starts. And then Precious is the second unit guy. Now, I'm hoping that the only wrinkle to that, as I mentioned, is that he gives Jericho and Precious time together because of the effectiveness that they had last year with those two on the floor together. So I'm hoping they get some time on the floor together. This would also lessen the burden on Juju, you see. And he's obviously, from this comment, he's cognizant of that. So, yeah, that shocked me, though. They even mentioned the possibility of putting Ju at the 5, even for a few minutes. But he's being prepared in case injuries hit. And that's Thibs, Mr. Preparation. Y'all enjoy your Wednesday. We're almost there, y'all. Just a couple more weeks. Shalom.